And we're live. Welcome to the Awesome Dynamic Show. My name is Paul DeWarian, president of Awesome Dynamic, and with me is Robin. Robin, say hello.
Hello.
All right. And Robin, what do you do?
SEO, so search engine optimization.
That's right. And then Blake is with us as well from Florida.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
And Blake, what do you do?
I am Robin's SEO assistant, as well as I do some Amazon work for you when needed.
All right. All right. So just to review those services here, I'm going to whip that up on the screen here. This is a site we're going to do a little mini audit on. We'll come back to that in a moment.
I'm also the show note man.
Yes. Blake does all the show notes. And if you visit awesomedynamicacademy.com, you can view all of Blake's awesome show notes, awesome dynamic show notes. And me. All right. Pulling that up. Here it is. So here we go to webinars. All right, and here's last week's webinar, and these are all Blake's show notes. But showing you our main website, Awesome Dynamic, we do search engine optimization, which is getting your business found on Google. We do responsive web design, which essentially means mobile-friendly web design. So the site will shift and adapt to the screen. We do Amazon seller consulting, as you heard. Blake does the helps us with the Amazon. Helps our customers sell product on Amazon, as well as we have an Amazon business as well. And then we also have Google Maps Business View, which is now called Google Street View Trusted, and that's essentially virtual tours of the inside of your business. It's really cool. I'll showcase one really quick. We actually just did one for a dentist, which we'll be posting on our website soon. It's a dental lounge. They got like crazy iPads mounted to the walls and all sorts of other neat stuff. But neat to be able to tour through the inside of a business, and it is connected right to Google Maps. So if I go out this door, I can go out to the street and go right down the street. So it's neat stuff here. Anyhow, the Awesome Dynamic Academy is something that let's see, we it's a do-it-yourself SEO program, and we're extremely close to launching this now, where you'll be able to learn all the different things you need to do for your website to get found online. So the point of these webinars is not only to help the folks that are in this program, but also to help anybody else that maybe needs just a little bit of advice on what they can do to improve their website or their online presence. Speaking of which, wanted to shift over here to pause to consider. This is a client of mine. She's kind of been hosting a website with us and doing some other just very general updates over the last few years. They came from some other developer to us, but she said she's getting she's interested in doing some SEO consulting with us, and to that end, I told her that I invited her to attend this webinar today. So, Juliana, if you are there, please comment on the lower right hand of the screen, and of course this goes for anyone. You can click on the Ask a Question button, and when those questions pop up, we'll be able to address those questions, your specific concerns or questions about things you can do to improve your website to get more leads, things that you can do to rank higher in Google. So taking a look at Juliana here, Blake and Robin, I'll let you guys make some comments. What can we improve based on what you see with your first impression here? What do you guys think? Who wants to go?
Well, let's hold on. Every
Looks
time
like
I
you caught
talk,
me
it
off
pops my
guard.
screen up. I can't see yours. Can you scroll down and see if the footer has their name, address, and phone number?
Here, you can go to the website. It's pausetoconsider.com with a 2.
Yes, in fact, I'll make sure that everyone can see my screen here to force this on. But what I'm saying, yeah, it is pausetoconsider.com. I'm saying, if just taking a look at this right away, what things might you be able to improve right away? Like, what's your first impression?
Well, I would say she has a good logo. The call us button is great up at the top here. I can see that there's a lot of pictures and that's breaking up the text right here. So a lot of good things just to start off.
I see she has a video on her homepage that could improve.
Where's the video?
To improve, she can have a video on her homepage.
Video would be a great improvement. And some of the great reasons to have a video are to introduce the owner, so this way we know who we're working with. It actually builds trust. There's a whole bunch of studies that talk about how if you have a video of the owner on the homepage of the website, it can boost the trust level in that brand by up to 30%. So right now we see pictures of dogs, which is great, but okay, so who are the people that are going to do this? And yeah, we have this Meet the Team page, and we can see some of the pictures of the people here. But if we're talking about first impressions, if we have a video of Juliana saying, "Welcome to Pause to Consider. I'm really passionate about helping animals, and I serve the Lake County area, more specifically around Vernon Hills." She could mention the towns that she's in, etc. So that would be a great improvement to her site. What else do you guys think?
I would say a really small thing but makes a big impact is adding a copyright date to the bottom, because it tells you that the website is current and up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at her services. Okay, so all of her services are on one page. What I would suggest is that each one of these has its own page, and then you can add pictures and text. I would recommend a minimum of 300 to 600 words per service page, and then that'll get you really started ranking for the services that you want to rank for online.
She could use a blog in the navigation tree, something for her readers to indulge in.
And this is also a great business for social media. And I noticed that there's just one social media button. Adding items like Facebook or Twitter or other social media items could really boost your local presence and give you a little bit of a boost on Google as well.
Which social media did you identify? Was that the Google local here?
Yeah, the Review Us Google page.
Right. So getting on Facebook and connecting with your current clients and on Facebook and talking about some of the different things that you do, or just staying top of mind with them is a great way to.
And having just them sharing pictures of their pets.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know what? That's an awesome idea. I didn't even think of that. So as she's walking the dog, she could take a picture of her walking the dogs, post it on her Facebook. The owners might share those photos with their friends, and she could get new clients that way. That'd be an awesome idea. Blake, you had mentioned that blog to the navigation up at the top there. A lot of people always ask me, okay, so what am I going to be blogging about? So obviously going into blogging with a strategy to not just blog about random things is important. We want to utilize what we know about SEO to enhance particular keywords. So that's part of why we use the blog, is to add those keywords to the site. But what types of topics? A lot of people are just at a loss. Well, what can I blog about? So I have some ideas, but I'm curious, Robin, what would you suggest?
Sure, I actually have a blog about this that I can bring up. A blog about blogs.
A blog about blogs?
Keep your pet healthy. Keep them exercised or active. Different ways to interact with other animals if you come in contact with on your walks. Was just off the top of my head.
That's fantastic. Then Robin, I'm showing your screen right now. Here's your blog about blogs.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I have a whole list of ideas of what you can blog about, different topics. Let's see. Okay, so this is one, over 20 great blog ideas, subjects for your business.
Robin, where is this blog located?
AwesomeDynamic.com.
That's right.
The
In the
blog's
blog
right in the
section.
top corner.
Yes.
Ton of great SEO stuff. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch right here. Anything, if you ever have a press release, you can definitely blog about that. Any local events. This is a really popular one, 10 tips or advice, or even a top 3 tips for, something that's pet related or, health related for pets. And then any networking events that you go to, you can blog about. You can have kind of like a news section of things going on in the community. The most important part, though, is that it should be all original content.
Right. So no copying and pasting. And that's something where financial advisors and some other industries they have compliance guidelines they need to adhere to, and sometimes these organizations that have the compliance guidelines, they have services that say, oh, here's stuff that you can use on your blog, and a lot of people copy and paste that, and what ends up happening is you get a duplicate content penalty. So the idea is whatever you write, you want it to be original. So this way, Google's not penalizing you for copying it from somewhere and pasting it. So, Robin, you're here at the
Oh yeah,
Google
this is the
Google
Google
page.
and I would say 14 reviews is great. You got a 5-star average. I would say just keep continuing to get regular reviews from your happy customers.
Yes. You notice anything about the name, address, and phone number pertaining to her website versus her Google Plus? That's a leading question, by the way.
Let's see if they are the same. Okay, so it says 1134 Harms Avenue, Libertyville, Illinois, and I'll put this on a split screen for us so we can see.
Nice.
All right, so it looks like you have 2 completely different addresses. Even a small change like Avenue, AVE, or Avenue spelled out completely, something like that can have a major penalty on search engines. So you want to make sure to use your Google address found on Google Maps or your Google page right here, and you want to match your website to it. So right now it is not currently matching, but let's see, the phone number does match, and the name does match as well. So I would definitely get this address changed.
I actually have some history on this. So she just recently moved from the address that's on the Google listing to the address that's on the website. And that address that's on the website, 127 Woodland Road, that's right across the street from where I grew up. They actually moved into a house where I knew the people that she bought the house from, which is kind of one of those small world things, right? But yeah, that's something that I mentioned to her on the phone. We got to get that address. So if you look at some of the other places online, I'm sure everything says the Harms address, the 1134 Harms address. So all those things need to be changed. So that's something where a lot of folks don't understand when they change addresses what kind of impact that will have on their ranking. Because if you don't have the address exactly the same in all the different places on the internet that it could be, you're actually not doing yourself any favors.
Yeah, and if I just take this address and just type it right into Google, we're going to see a ton of citations that are under the wrong address. And a citation is just anywhere on the internet where your name, address, and phone number is placed. And so you can see even on some of these ones that it's the wrong business name with it. So
right. Well, and that's what you're finding here, Robin, is the house was for sale. So all these are on real estate websites.
So if I put the business name in here, let's see if any citations come up. Yeah, I can see your own website comes up. And Yelp, I see you have a duplicate listing on Yelp because I noticed both addresses came up.
Right.
And Yeah, it's just a matter of going back and fixing your address online on all of these different citation sites. And for a list of those, I have that. You can just type in Google like top 100 citations. And like Moz is a good one here. Or White Spark, I know, has one as well. They have like a top 50. Yep, comes up right here. So if you want to know which sites to update your address on, these would be where you could get a good start.
Right.
And there's thousands more of these, but these are just kind of like the top 50. And there's different lists for different services too.
You want to see if she does have a Facebook page? See if she's got one?
Yeah. Let's do, we could just put it in Facebook, pause to consider, and it should pop up.
Yes.
Or we can, it doesn't look like it just from here.
I checked in, I went through my Facebook.
In Facebook? Okay.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll share my present. Okay, so here's the Facebook page. So that's one of those citations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And go to About, and we can see that that's still set to harm. So this is something that Juliana likely has control over because she set it up. But we can see that it does not match.
Oh, Harms is the correct one.
Harms is the old address. She moved from Harms to Woodland Road, yeah. So her website is correct, but the other information is wrong. So that's something she'll have to adapt. I noticed that we have another viewer here. Change in viewership. So those of you that are joining us now, please let us know who you are and what your website is, and we'll do an in-depth evaluation on some of the different things you can do to improve your website and your online presence. Right now we're taking a look at Juliana Green's website, Pause to Consider, and taking a look at some different things that we can do to help her out. But going back to, and the way to do that is in the lower right-hand corner, there should be a green button that says Ask a Question. So you click on that button and then just say what you want to say, and then that'll come through on the questions here. And you can also, if that green button isn't showing up, if you move your mouse, if you're in Hangouts, you can move your mouse over to the left on the video here and click the Q&A button, and that'll allow you to take a look there. But going back to Juliana's Pause to Consider Facebook page, this is something she controls, and she can easily pop in there and change the address. And that's going to be one citation that matches her current address. So everything needs to match the Google listing. Currently, her Google listing is also wrong. So we want to get her Google listing fixed to the correct address, and then get everything else to really be in line with that Google listing. Let's go back to our website for a sec here. Taking a look here, we also have, you talked about different pages for the services, so I like that idea. And that's, like you said, allow her to, if she wants to rank better for doggy or dog daycare, pet sitting, overnight, dog overnight stays, etc., over just dog walking. Having one page per service, and like Robin said, having 300 to 600 words on each of those different service pages and having them optimized correctly will go a long way to helping those pages come up in the search engines. So
let's show an example of that.
Sure. In fact, one of our other clients who also does something very similar. Right. Initially, when we built her site, we set it up so each of the different services have their own page. You can see her home page has 1,500 words. It's a lot of words, but that really is going to help her rank well on her home page because there's a lot of information about all the different things she does in her business. And if we go to she didn't want to rank for, we used to have services pages for all the different things, but she wants to rank for dog walking and dog training. So that's why we have just the 2 pages specifically for those things. So it wasn't, and this used to be my dog Zeke right here. Let's see, what's another, here, we'll go to Libertyville Massage. It's always a great example. On this site, it's a massage therapy clinic, and you can see each of the services that she offers has its own page. And if we visit one of these pages, like the Swedish massage page, this is all optimized for the word Swedish massage. So this page could get ranked really well for that key term because it's optimized all around that one keyword.
And when we say optimized, that just means that you find the keyword in the text, you find links that go to other sites, and a link that goes to your own site in this text, and then there's videos, there's pictures, all that are named with the keyword. So if the keyword's Swedish massage, we can see that picture down there.
I'll take a look at it with the tool here.
Yeah.
So you can see the actual picture name itself has Swedish massage in the name of the picture. When you take a picture with your smartphone, it automatically makes it like img 00224.jpg. So that has absolutely no value to it. But you can see that.
And another thing you don't want to name your picture is just plain like massage 1, massage 2, massage 3 for all of the different pictures.
Right.
And even if it was the Swedish massage page, you want to name it like a full sentence.
Right.
Okay, so, and then there's also a call to action button. So this is a pretty good optimized page that will rank on Google.
Right. Speaking of call to action, that's another thing that I noticed right away. One thing that I noticed right away is that for some reason is this call to action here.
There's two, yeah.
Yeah, so there is a call to action here, but I think it's a little bit wordy. It definitely stands out on the page, so I see that it's there, and but free, call us today would probably be a little bit better. I want to show a site that we're working on right now that I think does a great job with the call to action. And we're going to launch this site very soon and start doing some SEO for them. But this is Mengus Roller. We can see that call to action actually slid in, so it calls attention to it. And then
I'd say even putting like a shadow behind this button would
over here.
Good. Yeah, or having the text above it, and then the button saying like book now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got another one down here. We can see that there's one here, and then if we go to any of the products or services pages on this website, we can see that. Again, that's up at the top, and then intermixed. Let's get started. Request a quote.
Yeah, usually a button has less text than this because you have please contact us today to schedule a free consultation. It probably needs a little bit less text in the actual button.
On the pause to consider website. Yeah.
It'll look more like a button that way.
Yeah, because right now it just looks like something that's just additionally on the side, not necessarily a clickable button. So that'll help. Blake, I think, mentioned that there's the map is missing from the contact page. So try and pull up the contact page here. It seems like the website's having some issues right now. So
I've got the contact page pulled up.
Do you? Here, let me just go to your screen for a second here. Present to everyone.
Okay, so here's the contact page. I would say that it's a nice, simple form. If anything, you want to make it as easy as possible and short as possible for your customers to fill out. So I would put only the necessary information, which would probably just be the name and email, or name, email, and phone number. And the message box, maybe the subject, you don't really need that box. But yeah, that looks like a good simple contact form that's not intimidating to fill out, not asking too much information. And then, Paul, there's also another thing that you can use, right? When you, if someone fills this out halfway, you can retain that information.
Yeah, there's a program called Woofoo, W-U-F-O-O, and it's woofoo.com. And they have, they essentially, it saves the information as they go from step to step. So if you're definitely 100% certain you want to have lots of fields to collect information, like Robin said, that's very intimidating, or people might look at that and say, I don't have time for this, and leave. And you just lost the potential lead that you could have had. So what we recommend is, well, A, the simpler the better, and the more fields you have, the less likely it is it's going to be filled out statistically. So if you can just do name, email, phone, then you get the core information you need to pick up the phone or email them right away. Pick up the phone, call them, email them right away. But if you want to have a lot more information from them, then make it a multi-step form. So make it name, email, phone, and then they click the button and it goes to another screen to grab some more information. And what's neat about Wufoo is it'll actually save some of that information as they go from step to step. So if they get to the second page and like, oh my God, I don't have time for this, they leave, at least you've already captured that core lead information, the name, email, and phone. So you have that, and you can use that information to contact the lead that you have there and try and close it. So it's so important to really address this. This is, talking about SEO. SEO is partly the technical side of things, but there's also the human side. So people don't like long contact forms. They don't like being asked a lot of extra information. So if you keep it simple, keep it easy, then the site should really be a tool to generate leads. So if you keep it simple and easy, you can increase the likelihood that someone's going to contact you through there. So we also have the email at the bottom. So that I remember, there's some rhetoric in the SEO community or web community about putting the email address there. So obviously by having it listed there, that means spammers can essentially copy and paste it and you get a whole bunch of spam. But of course, if you have a really good email service, like we use Google Apps because we're resellers of that product, then it'll filter out that spam. But if you just put it out there, then a lot of people can pick that up and add you to mailing lists. But if you just have your form, then they do that and that comes through to your email. But the more ways you allow someone to contact you, the better. It's amazing how many websites you come across where there's no phone number to be found anywhere on the site, but their goal is to make more sales, connect with more people. I see a lot of people in networking that are looking for more clients, but if you go to their website, the phone number is hard to find. It's easy to just put it all the way at the top so people know what number they're supposed to call if they want to do business with you. I like that dog with the phone in its mouth.
I would also say that the general contact form is great, and that will serve most of your purposes. If you have a website with where you want to get resumes or you want to do a free quote for someone over a contact form, you can have separate pages for that as well.
Right. Just so you know, Robin and Blake, our new we're going to call him marketing director or sales director, Terry. He's going to be joining us for the next webinar, so he can start learning about all this stuff and the reasons why. And I've tasked him with watching all of our old webinars, so he's going to get very knowledgeable with everything related to SEO. But this will be great information for him to use to learn what he needs to talk to people about, what they can do to improve. So we have meet the team, service areas. So this is another interesting thing, Robin. If you, I don't know if you can link it from here, but if you go down to the, okay, so all those, what's that? Yeah, there's a map here. But click on those links to the different service pages. So she actually has landing pages that were made by whoever made this website. So if you click on those, you'll see that these exist on the site, but there's a problem with it. And if you open up a few of them in different tabs, you'll see that all the content's almost exactly the same with the exception of just swapping out the town name, which used to work, but it doesn't anymore.
And it's the same picture as well.
Yeah. So that's something where I was actually talking to Juliana about this. Well, what can I put that's different on these different pages? And I said, well, you have dogs that you walk or dog sit in all these different towns, and you could say, here's the mini dachshund that I walk out of Wakanda, Illinois. She's got a great little personality. She loves being the leader of the pack when I have more dogs together at the same time. And her name is Lily. And so you say something about the dog. So, and then you probably have a golden retriever, and you might have I mean, how many different breeds of dogs are there? And they all have different personalities. So that's something where you could write about some of the different dogs and why you're passionate about working with some of these different dogs, and put that into the
That'd be
page.
great blog content as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say you could also add something like the best parks in that town to walk your dog at.
That's an awesome idea, Robin.
Or even if there's dog parks, you could do...
Yeah, she wants to rank in Wakanda, so there's a great dog park on the corner of 176th and Fairfield Road in Wakanda, and she could write an article just about that dog park.
Yeah, you want to write content that's both local and also has to do with your services.
Mm. She also mentioned that she didn't want to get found in all of Wakanda because she didn't want to drive too far, but she said there's a nice new neighborhood on the border of Mundelein, Wakanda, that she wanted to get found in. I said, that's great. Find out the name of that neighborhood, and you could write an article specifically about that neighborhood in Wakanda, and then you can come up for when people are searching for neighborhood name dog walker. You know what I mean?
And a separate landing page just for that neighborhood as well.
Exactly. So we have a real estate agent that we're working with that's using that exact technique to make sure that his real estate website is coming up very prominently in all the neighborhoods that exist in Grayslake. So they're going to do that, and that's going to help them. Yeah, and there's hardly any competition with that. So if we took it, just to give you a quick example, so. Those of you who are watching, we live in northern Lake County, which is a northern county, third largest populous county in Illinois. So we're just north of Chicago. So
make sure you're on your screen.
Oh yeah, well, thank you. Let me switch this over. So take a look at this, and so here's Lake County in a nutshell is right here, right on the Wisconsin border. If we zoom out, you can see that north of Chicago. This is kind of where we're located here. But this particular client of ours is in Grayslake. Let me just type that in. So here's Grayslake. It's outlined here. And one of the neighborhoods that is here is called, I think it's called Harrion Farms. So just to verify that, I know there's a sign on the road here, so I'm going to drag the little man out there. That's how you spell it. So it's the sign is, I think it's actually in there. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Haryan Farm. Okay, so this is a pretty big, more modern community in Grayslake. So just to zoom out here for a moment, this neighborhood has a whole bunch of houses in it, so a pretty big neighborhood here, and
there's no farms.
There's no farms. That's right, no farms. But if I were to look at real estate in Harrion Farm, house for sale in Harrion Farm. I spelled that wrong, so here it is. Okay, notice that actually one of my clients' competitors is coming up. This is the Homes by Marco. But if I were to put this in double quotes here, this kind of gives me an idea of the competition. So if I had a page that was called this, there's only 7 results on all of Google's database that has these 4 or 5 words in a row. So if we wrote an article about this and put it in and put it on his website or on whatever website, it's likely it's going to rank right away. It'll be easy to get that. But if we say real estate in Grayslake, so that's the town that this neighborhood is in. Let's see. Okay, now we're up to 8,000. So now let's say Lake County, which is the county that Grayslake is in. Competition jumps up to 43,000. Now let's replace this with, let's say, the biggest city in Illinois, Chicago. 369,000. So let's expand to all of Illinois. Okay, actually Chicago had more than Illinois did, but we can see that the competition going from Lake County to Grays Lake to the tiny town or a tiny neighborhood in a town um, gives you a lot less competition. So if you are looking at ranking really well for a particular keyword, if you can get it hyper local, you can really make a huge difference in getting ranked there. And there are people that are sitting at their computers or using their mobile phones. Hey, I need a dog walker, and they might say, I want somebody in this neighborhood, or I want somebody who services this neighborhood, and they might type that. So, and even if they don't type dog walker in, so I mean this could be dog walker, zero competition. There's somebody here paying for an ad, but zero competition here. So somebody, I mean, but even if I put this in here, I'll see if anybody comes up. So, there's some dog walking places, but Google doesn't have any signals from anyone with this neighborhood name. So if it did see those signals, did see that page in your website, did crawl that site, crawl your site with that page, you'd be popping up for this immediately right underneath this person who's paying for an ad. So let's see. Let's go back to her site for a moment. Robin, I'm going to flip back to your screen.
All right.
Would you mind doing a quick Google search for dog walker in Libertyville? That's where she's located. Okay, and just taking a look at, okay, what are the search results for this? So we see a whole bunch of ads around there, and then right underneath the ads we see the, yep, and then right underneath we see the little map, and then the top 3 local listings, and there she is at the top, which is good. And then you'd see, I was telling her this yesterday, the Amanda K Pet Sitters, they have 11 reviews at 5 stars. She's got 14, so someone's catching up to her. So I said, keep it going to make sure you stay ahead of the game. That might be the reason why she's ahead of Amanda. So that might be one of the reasons why. But if we were to look at changing that search term to, what do we do, dog walker? Let's try pet sitter and see if... see what changes. Okay, we can see that Pet Sitters of America comes up, but Positive Consider is second. So, but she's got more reviews, but that might be because, well, Pet Sitters has the word Pet Sitters in their business name, but if Juliana with Positive Consider put on a page that was specifically about pet sitting as one of her services, she could trump that other listing there.
Oh yeah.
So then, oh yeah, of your confidence there. So then, what's the other? She has doggy daycare.
Okay.
So let's try that. I don't know if a lot of people search that. That's where keyword research comes in. So, when we look at keywords, okay, so here, not even showing up at all. So this is something where if you had, and you can see the other ones, they call it dog daycare. So even though doggy is more cute, when we do keyword research, we find out, okay, how many people are actually searching dog versus doggy with the word daycare.
That might be because of the limited categories from Google.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you were able to select the different categories. And notice that Bark in the Park. It's kind of a catchy name. They get 4 reviews, but see their gold stars aren't showing. And you see the other 2 say 2 reviews. If Bark in the Park got 1 more 5-star review or 1 more review at all, whether it's 5 or 1 star.
Here. Yep.
Yep. You can see that Pause to Consider is 4th. So you're just outside of the 3 that Google presents nowadays. So if you had a doggy daycare page, you'd probably oust to these guys very quickly. And then if people searching for that would actually find you. You want to try just doing dog daycare and see if that changes anything up in the... Okay, so you come up for dog, but not doggy. So, and that's where if you did a blog, so then you might say to yourself, well, do I want a page with a service for dog daycare, another page for a service for doggy daycare? No. You want to have whatever one has the most people looking for it as your main service page, and then you do some blogging on the other words, so you could talk about some of the different things to consider when looking for doggy daycare, and then you do a whole article about that that might be valuable to somebody, and just have that on your website. And then people might come into your website, or your local listing might come up prominently for that because you have that on your site.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out too that just because you call your service page dog daycare, that doesn't mean you can't write also the other keyword in there, doggy daycare. You can vary the keyword within the page, because if you only use that keyword and it comes up too much, Google will consider it like spam. So you don't want to have it in the page too many times. You want to use different variations of it within that page.
Right. So this is interesting. What is the other thing she does? I think she had overnight. Let's check her website really quick and see what she's got services-wise. Doggy daycare, overnight stay in our home. That's kind of hard to put into a service.
Oh, she has doggy with an IE.
Ah, so you did with a Y, right? So try it with the IE.
All right. Yep.
Still number
Same
4.
kind of thing. Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting.
Pause to consider. Okay, so
It's funny.
overnight stay. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that I worked with another client that does the Lake Forest dog kennel, and they really wanted to rank for dog kennel over dog boarding, and we did some keyword research on it and found out that dog boarding was it was used much more by people in this area than people that use dog kennels. Even though the name of their business is kennel, they have kennel in it, and they said a lot of people they thought, because they're immersed in their business, so it's easy to have blinders on us in terms of what the average target audience, your potential clients, are searching. They don't know as much about what you do as you do. So you have to kind of put yourself in their shoes and say, well, what do people actually search? So when we do keyword research to find out what keyword might be the best, that's where it kind of reveals what words are going to bring more traffic to your website. So I would imagine, I think we did the research and we found out that people in Europe use the word kennel much more often than the word boarding. But around here in the Chicagoland area, a lot of people use boarding more.
And then I would also put the word dog somewhere in here. It just says overnight stay in our home, but it really doesn't describe that service that it's for dogs. So if you have a separate page with that, definitely have the word dog in there. And then I would say from we always talk about human SEO versus search engine SEO. I would take a look at your business and see how much comes from dogs, see how much comes from cats, and what percentage comes from if you do any other animals. And then if it's something like 50-50 for dogs and cats, then you want to have separate service pages for dogs and cats. If you do like 80% dogs, you can just keep your service pages as dogs. What would you recommend, Paul?
Yeah, well,
you can get as specific as you want.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing to think about is, that's one way to think about it. Another way is, well, what do I want to do more of? So I know a lot of people, they just kind of throw everything on there hoping to get more business. Well, if you really enjoy working with dogs over cats, then make your business all about dogs, and then get really serious about, doing SEO specifically around dogs, so this way you do more of that one type of business rather than more of all different kinds. So I also see some folks, if your dog daycare is most profitable, so talking about profit, which one brings you the most money? And if more of the profit comes from daycare versus walking, then really spend more time with the daycare and get more of those clients. That's going to bring you more money, which allows you to do a lot of other things. So those are different concepts to consider when you're thinking about, okay, well, I just want to get found online. Well, what makes you the most money, and let's focus there first, so you're getting the best bang for your buck or your time or whatever.
I could also say the opposite of that is true as well. If you're maxed out and you've pretty much cornered the market on one service, maybe you do want to start promoting another service.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. So that's if you've dominated in one area, then you begin working on another area. So one thing that we've started doing a little bit of is trying to rank for Amazon seller consulting, and the competition on that word is so low. We've done just a little bit of work, and we're already ranking on page 1 nationally for that term. So if you identify opportunities, that's something where you can even customize what you do based on the competition that exists out there. So if you find out that there's a very low competition but very highly searched keyword, you could just structure a business around that and just pick up all the business. So that's
and again, you can just use Google Keyword Planner as a free tool for that.
right. Going back to, I was just curious. So if overnight stay, you made a great point. The word dog wasn't in there. So what do other companies call that? So that would probably be my next go-to. So just looking at, bark in the park, canine playtime, dog vacay. The vacay sounds like it might. So we could evaluate some of these other websites, pop those open in new tabs if you would, Robin, and see, well, what are they calling these other the service of overnight? Is dog boarding the best word? And I would almost say that it is.
It says boarding on here.
Yeah.
And this one has overnights. Let's see if they have anything.
Just because your competition uses it doesn't mean it's a good word. It's just we're just kind of learning, right? Mm-hmm. So then pop in the Lavender Lounge. Very lavish.
Their pictures are very small. Yes. I would do this in a slideshow or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say boarding. So dog boarding, but then you can put a spin on it to make it sound like it's not so, sterile, and we're just gonna lock them in a cage and leave them alone. So you could say use the word dog boarding, but put a spin on it that's gonna give you that's gonna communicate what you want to say.
And something I've noticed over the past webinars that I've done, like industry SEO webinars, is having the keyword definitely in the title, but also closer to the top of the page. So somewhere in that first paragraph, you really want to put the keyword at least once.
Right. Taking a look at this picture, you mentioned pictures. The other site had them small. This picture.
It looks like a dead dog.
Yes, I mean you nailed it right on the head. I mean that doesn't make me want to bring my dog there if I see what looks like, I'm sure the dog's not dead, but it's laying in some rocks. We have a fence.
Looks too hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it's not communicating the right feeling. So going to the human side of SEO. Does that communicate what we want people to feel when they go there? What do we want them to feel? We want to see happy dogs playing in a grassy yard, or see an indoor space. Yeah, video is great. We want to. Oh wow, my dog's going to love this because of what I saw on the website. That's what we want to communicate. So that picture up at the top there, that dog looks cute. He's in a nice fluffy bed thing. That picture gives me a more warm, fuzzy feeling that my dog is well taken care of than the one that looks like it's.
I would say even take out the cage behind it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that other one it drapes some lavender, cushy curtains over. I don't know, but so that one looks like the dogs could be fighting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's the first impression I get. Yeah. So whereas the one in the pool, I think that's a great
cute.
Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just looking at each other. They're in the pool. It's outside. It's sunny. This other picture on the lower left, dog looks happy with the ball in its mouth.
This is a good one. This looks like a stock photo.
Yeah. So, yeah, the types of pictures you have a huge impact on how people perceive your brand. What whether or not they're going to contact you. Does this seem like a right fit for my dog? Because people care about their dogs just as much as they care about their children. So making sure that they feel like it's the right place is so important. That's more of the human side of it. Cool.
Then I ran a duplicate analysis, and it looks like, so I just went to the website siteliner.com, which is, it's really easy just to pop in your website right here, You just go to siteliner.com and put your website in. Takes a couple minutes, and then it'll tell you how many pages you have, if there's any broken links, and it'll tell you how much duplicate content, which I'm a little surprised that it's only 5% since you have those duplicate pages. But if you click on these, it will see it's not picking it up. So those pages might not be indexed in, or they might not be ranking in Google, some of these pages.
Right.
So if I click on one of these pages, it highlights exactly where all of the duplicate content is, and you can see that the only non-duplicate content that it's not highlighting is the town name, because you changed that on each page. So you can see this is all duplicate content. So if it's in a sidebar here, that's okay.
Actually, I've been finding that isn't as good either. So
Okay, so that's been changing.
yeah. So what we've been saying, I used to always say, get the text out of the pictures. Well, now we're starting to hear people say, put the text in pictures so Google can't see it, so you can avoid that duplicate content penalty. So,
Okay.
but yeah, she's got these testimonials. So see on the lower right there, the testimonial, and that's what's it's called common content, and that's where theoretically it's okay, but it's definitely flagged as being in the sidebar, it's on all the pages. But what would be better is having a different testimonial on each page. Then it's completely different, and then the people, as the human side, they go through the site. Wow, look at all these people saying great things about their dogs. It'd be great to have pictures of the people in there and pictures of their dogs. But yeah, I know it takes a lot of work and more time to do all this stuff, but it does make an impact, and it improves your online presence.
Yeah, and once you have it set up, you just keep continuing to update, and your rankings, it'll show improvement over time.
Right. Cool. But she does a good job of picking happy pictures, good pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
It makes me, I have the right feeling when I'm here on her
Let's
site.
look at the photo gallery. You can tell these are not stock photos. They're a lot of personal photos, which is great. It's a little bit more personality.
Right. And then as you take the pictures,
yeah.
Oh, there's a broken image. That's not good. But then as you take pictures, consider the background. You take a whole bunch of pictures and pick the best one, rather than just taking one and then using it. So I mean, we have the picture of the dog licking the person's arm. It's the lower left-hand corner of your screen there, but the person's cut off. But if we have a picture of smiling person, really happy with the dog, you think about, what am I trying to convey with this feeling, and structure the picture. So get it planned out. That chair in the background could be somewhere else.
Yeah, I would say the title too, you want to make it a clear title. So this one looks like it's keywords strung together, but this could be like, pause to consider photo gallery, or something like that.
Now, looking at that picture of the dogs in the snow.
Pets. Yeah.
Yeah. The dogs in the snow. So you see there's dogs in an outside area. It's that picture above the one with the one with the snow in the face. Yeah, so that one right there. That one, it's good. So I say, wow, they have an outside area to play. But if you were to bring the width of how much we could see back with the camera to see how large the yard is, that's gonna communicate to people. Oh wow, they have a large area for dogs to play. That's really good. So those are the types of things. The pictures are worth 1,000 words is the term, or is the saying. So make sure you get the right words coming at people through the pictures.
Yeah, and a virtual tour would be perfect for something like this, where you can get a better idea of what it is before you get there. So.
Right. Now, unfortunately, in her case, she's running out of her home, and they don't allow that yet.
Oh, okay.
But if she were able to do it, or she had like a actual facility, I was at one in Mundelein. I think it's called Canine Playtime. I think I even saw that on there. But they're in Mundelein, and they have a great facility, really open. So that if they want to show that off and communicate, we have this big play area. Rather than just pictures, people can actually walk around and explore it and see it for themselves. So people like that kind of stuff. Okay.
So a lot to consider.
Yes, SEO to consider, right?
Yes. Well, I would say that if you liked this webinar, found it helpful, definitely share it with others. and we have them all recorded here. And then the other thing is, if you could leave us a review, let's see, this is awesomedynamic.com, and at the bottom there's a link for Google. And you can just go ahead and leave a review right here.
That's right. Thank you, Robin, for bringing that up. We talked about that. And leave us a review. We have, we've helped so many people through these webinars and through, our in-person seminars, and I know so many folks that have ranked higher just by implementing a few of the different tips that we have. So, yeah, if you've, like you said, Robin, if those of you listening to this have gotten some benefit out of what we're helping you with here, please leave us a 5-star review. That only helps us help more people get more exposure. So we'd appreciate that. Fantastic. So then I suppose we'll close with what we do. So we do the search engine optimization. We talked about that quite a bit here. Responsive web design. That's the mobile-friendly websites, helping your product get sold on Amazon, get seen by millions, rather than building a multi-$1,000 website and spending thousands of dollars trying to get found on Google to sell your first product or first unit. You can just dump your product on Amazon and sell to millions of people right away. So I've been doing it successfully with a different business that's selling on Amazon. It's amazing how effective it can be just to put a product on Amazon. All of a sudden people are finding it and they're buying like crazy. Then we have the Google Maps Business View, or virtual tours on Google, and that's taking a tour through a business. And then, Robin, do you want to pull up the Awesome Dynamic Academy website?
Sure.
I feel like we should come up with a song for it. Awesome Dynamic Academy. All right. Maybe not like that. But here we have the webinars. Are all posted on the webinars tab on this website, so you can go there. And for some reason on my screen, the logo never shows up for me in the upper left, but I have to get that figured out. But here we have all the past webinars are here. Blake's show notes, which he does such a great job doing, and you're able to watch the past webinars. And if you skim through the show notes, you can see all the different topics that we have throughout the thing, so you can skip to the section that's relevant to you. And we have all sorts of great resources, and we could talk about SEO for hours and hours and hours. There's so much to know and do, and we always share great resources of things that you could do to help yourself. So as you go through this webinars page, you can really pick up some really valuable tips to help yourself online. Robin, anything you'd like to say in closing?
SEO is great.
Yes, SEO. SEO is great. Yeah. You can come up with a rap too.
And there's a lot you can do on your own today.
Yes, today. Just get some reviews from your happy customers. That's so easy to do if you actually pursue it. So pick one thing and do it, and then once that's done, get the next thing done. Yeah, it doesn't have to all happen at once. Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up then. This is Paul DeWarian with Awesome Dynamic. I'm going to flip back to my screen here. Oh, we have a comment in the. Oh, that was the blog article. Hold on, I'm on the screen now. Let me remove the presentation control. There we go. So Paul from Awesome Dynamic. It was great doing this webinar for you, and I hope you join us in the future. You can go to awesomedynamic.com. and click on there's a section there that has all the different webinars that are coming up, so you can join us on Thursdays at either 12:30 or 3 o'clock, and I look forward to speaking with you guys soon. Looking forward to seeing you at the webinar soon. Thank you again.